What's up, Samurai Assassins? Fat Samurai Guy here, and welcome to another episode of The Movie Dojo, where we discuss martial arts cinema and action films. Today on the show, I'm going to review Redeemer. Here's a quick plot synopsis. A former hitman for a drug cartel becomes a vigilante to pay for his sins and find redemption. And I'm going to give you the good, I'm going to give you the bad, I'm going to give you the badass. First up, the good. This movie stars one of the most underrated martial art actors going today, Marko Zaror. I remember the first time I checked out one of his films. I was in a video store walking around and I saw a movie called Kiltro, and I was kind of like, well, that looks interesting. I don't know anybody in the movie, don't know what it's about, but I'll check it out. So I rented it, and the movie was okay. It wasn't really great. There wasn't really an awesome finale throwdown or anything like that at the end. But there was this one fight sequence right before the kind of lame end finale fight, and it was amazing. It's the fight in an alleyway. And Marko, man, this guy had blades on his shoes. He was fighting with weapons. It was mind-blowing. That fight sequence in that alleyway was mind-blowing. And I was just like, man, I just never forgot about that guy. I was like, man, that guy, that one guy, because I never seen him in anything else. So I was like, man, that one guy, that Marko guy, the guy's pretty cool. So then I checked out his next film, Mirage Man. And it's a goofy little, funny, almost kind of like Kick-Ass, but at some point during the movie, the shit gets real, and so it kind of resembles Super a little bit as well. A very low-budget film, but pretty entertaining fight scenes for what it was. I was entertained by it. But yeah, there was some really funny moments in that movie where Marko goes out vigilante style and kind of creates his own bootleg costume. But it was fun. I enjoyed Mirage Man. His next movie after that was Mandrill, and Mandrill was okay. It was kind of a throwback grindhouse exploitation style film. My complaint with it wasn't necessarily the movie. There just wasn't a lot of fight sequences, and the ones that were in there were well done. They were fine, nothing mind-blowing. And finally, he gets his shot with the amazing Undisputed 3, starring the equally badass Scott Adkins, playing the awesome kick-ass character of Yuri Boyka. I am the most complete fighter in the world. I mean, his character's awesome, man. But he meets his match when he comes up against Marko, man, and it's one of the most memorable villain portrayals in that film. It kind of became a little bit of a scene stealer every time he was with Atkins. That's very difficult to do, to upstage the Yuri Boyka character. But yeah, one of the best one-on-one fight sequences ever is between both of them in that movie. And I was just like, finally, Marko's given a little bit more time to shine, finally. And after that, he had a little small role in the Machete Kills. Finally, with this movie, he's back to a starring role, and I'm pleased to say that I really enjoyed Redeemer. Very low budget. He didn't really say much as a character, didn't really have that much dialogue, but he was playing one of those the man with no name type characters. What I liked about the movie was that it had a very Western feel, very reminiscent to Once Upon a Time in the West. You don't really know his past, but it slowly starts to reveal itself to the climax at the end of the movie. I mean, you even had a scene where Marko's walking, and all of a sudden he looks up and he sees one of the bad guys ahead, but he doesn't know he's a bad guy yet. And they both just stand there and just look at each other. And the way it was filmed and the camera angle, it looks just straight out of a Western, man, or even a samurai film. I mean, even behind the bad guy he was looking at, a little tumbleweed rolled by. And what I liked about that scene was they kind of looked at each other, they kind of sized each other up, and then they went on their way. So the plot, as simplistic as it is, I can't really go into much of it because it will reveal spoilers. Let's just say he has a damaged past, especially when he runs into another hitman called the Scorpion. Because of the fatal run-in that he had with the Scorpion character, ever since that tragedy, he's been kind of suicidal. Even though, he's going around and helping people and doing the whole vigilante thing every night, when he's done, puts the gun to his head, man, and he's just like, you know what, God, let it be your will if today's the day for me to pay for my past sins. Now for the bad. Not really too much bad in this film. There is maybe a few annoying characters. One of them being a character that Marko befriended and kind of helped out. And this guy just, man, he just wasn't thankful. He was just all in it for himself, and he was just garbage. I didn't really like that character. And the main wannabe villain was the other annoying character, but he was annoying, but almost in an entertaining way. Either you're going to hate this guy and want him to die immediately, or you're going to kind of laugh because this guy's completely clueless. Like, oh, I want a badass gangster name. Yeah, I want to be the best gangster in town, man. I want to be the drug kingpin, but I need a name. Hello? Now for the badass. Dude. There are some really well done fight sequences in this movie. I was very pleased. This is what I wanted. Some of the best fight scenes in Marko's choreographed. I'm talking well shot. You can see all of the angles. No stupid shaky cam. No quick cut editing. No horrible zoom ins where you can't see shit. You could see the action. You could see the fight choreography. And it is brutal, man. People get fucked up in this movie. And it's beautiful. Two of my favorite fights in the film involve Marko going up against a MMA fighter, which was really good, very well done, and a Muay Thai expert. So in the end, I really enjoyed Redeemer. It gave me the type of martial arts action that I was craving from Marko, and it did not disappoint. So I give Redeemer 4 out of 5 ninja stars. So that's it for today's episode of The Movie Dojo. If you have seen Redeemer, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next week with my review of 11 Blocks. See you next time.